Hi Glamazons, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Makita, founder and creator of GlamazonDiaries.com, the destination for fashion, food, lifestyle, and fitness for everybody. I have been MIA and I'm coming on here today to grovel, to beg for your mercy, and to just say I'm human and I've had a lot of life updates. So this video is actually going to be more of a chat, get to know me a little bit better, as well as kind of explain why I've been so MIA since the summertime. So without further ado, let's get into this. But before we get started, please give me a thumbs up on this video if you like it, or if you love it. Make sure you leave me a comment or questions, concerns, anything. Leave them in the comment section. And again, subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to the press the notification button so that you will be alerted when I start posting videos again. But just in all seriousness, this is just let's have an honest conversation just about what's been going on in my life and why I took a breather from YouTube when I kind of hit the ground running. So this summer marked the first anniversary of my dad's passing. A year prior, he had a massive stroke, a brain bleed actually, on Father's Day, and my brother was the one that found him. We took him to the hospital. He was in an induced coma, a medically induced coma. Actually, no, sorry, he was in an actual coma for about a week and a half, and as a family, we made the decision to take him off of life support. So that was at the end of June, and it was very hard, when the 1 year anniversary got here. It just hit me, like it really hit me, that my dad's no longer here, and there's so many new things that are happening in my life. Then I'll explain it. It kind of was the catalyst for just taking a pause. Now, I'm still creating content on Instagram as well as my blog, but I just didn't feel, my heart wasn't in it to sit in front of a camera or stand in front of the camera and just kiki and do styling videos and things like that. So that was the first major moment, and it kind of gave me, I had to take a step back and really mentally check in with myself, because I cannot give so much to everybody. I had to take care of myself, my family, my mom, my nieces, my brothers. That was the top priority. So all of this is during COVID, and then everything happened in terms of social justice movement. Black people really shook the nation up, we woke the nation up to the fact that, yeah, it's 2020 and we're still taking all this bull. Breonna Taylor's death, George Floyd, Central Park Karen who called the cops on a black man, threatening, just lying about the fact that she wouldn't put her dog on a leash, and so her way of she weaponized race. And I think all of those were catalysts for black people as a society to just say enough is enough, we want change. And so I was able to see the type of camaraderie and togetherness that we as a people can come together for when things really matter. And it was just so amazing to see people of all races and backgrounds really supporting and waking up, opening their eyes to what was really happening in America, as it pertains to social injustice and inequalities in the black community. So all of this was happening, lots of protesting, and I give major applause to every single person that went out, marched, made their voice heard. It's so important to really utilize your voice in a meaningful way, and I really just give every single one kudos. And all of this was happening. As an influencer, I think I had to take a step back, because I was like, why am I just posing? I'm posing in like flowy dresses, and all the comments from just people of all races, but specifically, like, I have a huge audience that are white, and they're like, yes, all this, like, queen, everything, and it was very frivolous. So it was just weighing on my heart what I could do as an influencer. So I spoke with a few friends I had an idea to just bring together Black influencers to amplify the messaging that Black lives matter, Black women's lives matter, and Breonna Taylor's life mattered. Because I feel like a society, you know, Black women, we are magic, Black girl magic, but we're not immortal, and we are, you know, we have so much that we carry, and we're often overlooked, and and we suffer injustices. And I just felt like Breonna Taylor was, you know, just, she was fading into the background. So fast forward, I have this idea, and I'm like, how can I really amplify this? Because I don't have that many followers, and we need to really make noise. So I reached out to my friend Peggy on the Q train, and she was like, girl, like, let's get all the influencers together. So Monroe Steele, Elisa from Stylish Curve, I Am Beauty Curve, Rochelle Johnson, we had Ty Alexander, Gorgeous in Gray, Gabby Fresh, Courtney Quinn. Everyone stepped up to the plate, and I had this vision, and we were all able to just bring it to life in such an impactful way. And this image, it was not even about getting the likes, it was just saying Breonna mattered, and it was time that Black women were taken seriously. You know, this image really made, as I said, such an impact, because like, this image was on Tamara Hall's show, Snoop Dogg, Janet Jackson, Jamie Foxx. So many countless celebrities amplified the messaging that Breonna deserves justice. Now, a few months have passed, and we didn't get the type of justice we want, but it doesn't mean the fight is over, you know? So that was another major impactful moment that kind of brought me back, and I just didn't know how do I connect with you, the YouTube audience? How do I connect? I wasn't sure. I was very confused, still like processing a lot of things that was happening. So after all of that,
lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let her rejoice, sing, rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought out. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on, till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening ride, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat, how not are weary feet come to the place.
I decided, you know, I need to get out of Brooklyn. I need to get out of New York, just to recenter. So my boyfriend and I decided to take a trip. We went to the Catskills, to Phoenicia, which is a small city, a small town in the Catskills in New York. It's about 2.5 hour drive from Brooklyn. So we found this cute little hotel called the Graham and Co. And we stayed there for a week under the stars, socially distanced, and had just a really fun time getting back to nature, being able to walk around without a mask because there's pretty much nobody there. So it was a really fun time. I got to shoot fun content, and just get really recenter, and for us to be out of the little box of our Brooklyn apartment. So we left, we were there for a week, and then we came back to Brooklyn after that. I came back feeling renewed, refreshed, ready to tackle the world. And around that time, my friend Julia sent me a screenshot of Alex Strauss, who is a reporter for New York Times. She was doing, asking for submissions of people that have traveled during COVID, and to just for them to share their experiences. So she sent me this thing, and she's like, you just got back from your trip. Why don't you reach out? I was like, sure. So I sent Alex a message, and she called me back. She called me, and we had this amazing conversation. She asked me, you know, how did it go? What did you think about it? How was your trip? Did you feel safe? And I, you know, honestly, I did, because we were able to take proper protocols, rent a car, because I didn't feel comfortable, you know, taking a train or public transportation. So we rented a car through Hertz, because they had really good cleaning protocols for their cars. So I was like, I want to talk about this, for people to really explore their outer boroughs. So she asked me for a photo, of my trip. I sent it to her. Little did I know that this picture was going to be on the front page of the travel section of the New York Times. I mean, it was amazing. So this, like, the first amazing thing that was happening, after July. So we were, you know, front page of the New York Times, front page of the Sunday section of the New York Times. Just amazing. And I was getting so many texts and emails, Facebook messages from friends that I had not seen or heard from in years. They're like, oh my God, I just saw you in the New York Times. You know? So it was just such the icing on the cake, just in terms of, I've been creating content for 13 years, and I just felt like this was such an amazing moment. So I did that. And then right after the New York Times, we decided to go home to Virginia. This is, you know, I hadn't seen my mom since November because she went to Ghana in November and I didn't see her, and then COVID hit. We were supposed to go see her around March and we weren't able to because of COVID. So in between March and July, I didn't want to put my mom at risk, especially because we had just lost my dad and I wanted her to feel safe. So we also went to pick up my two nieces, Adjoa and Kyra, who are 3 and 7. I had promised them a fun summer in New York last year, and the 7-year-old she's like, you told me New York, I want to go to Brooklyn, Okay, so we went to go pick them up, brought them to Brooklyn for 2 weeks of a fun time with Auntie. And let me just say, parents, I don't know how you have done it this entire time of quarantine, working, sometimes both parents working, then you have to teach your child, homeschooling, virtual learning, and I just don't know how you've been able to do it, because after 2 weeks I was ready to send my nieces back. Love them to death, but it was such a learning, it was a moment of learning. Love them. It was such a fun time because we were able to go outside, go to the playground, social distance playground sessions where they got to run through the water park and everything. So they had a great time. 2 weeks came by, and again, I thought I would be able to do my, YouTube videos and all that. Negative. They were not letting me do any of that because they wanted the attention. And even my 7-year-old niece, Kyra, She made me film her YouTube videos. She's not on YouTube, but she wants to be on YouTube. So instead of me creating content, she was trying to create content for herself. So Kyra, you always cry when people do your hair.
But I did my hair.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
So what did I do? I detangled your hair. Hold on. Let me do this. So that was a blast. And we were also able to know that we can't have kids in the apartment that we're in right now. At least not 2 kids. It'll just be 1, and then we have to move. So after this, after 2 weeks, we decided to drive the girls back to Virginia. We took them back. Little did I know that there were major plans in the works. So we get back, it was a Saturday night, or it was Saturday evening in Woodbridge, Virginia, and my brother, I'm in the living room with my 3-year-old niece, we're watching Paw Patrol, and he says, you should come outside because T wants to talk to us. T is my boyfriend. There's Sinatra playing on the balcony. My mom is out there with the phone talking to my uncle on FaceTime. My niece, I'm carrying my niece, the 3-year-old, on my hip because she doesn't want to step on the ground. And all this commotion, and my brother's like, look down. I look down, and it's my boyfriend and my niece, my 7-year-old niece. They're sitting there with signs, and it was, will you marry me? So yeah, I'm engaged. He asked me to marry him with this beautiful ring. So I am officially engaged to be married. And so that happened in July, late July. It was just a surreal moment, you know. It was bittersweet because my dad wasn't there and all these emotions, but my mom reminded me to really live in the moment because it's what my dad wanted for me and he would be happy. So it was a fun occasion to celebrate with my family there, and I just loved the way that he proposed. Mind you, he had roped in all my girlfriends in New York to do he had all these grand plans, but at the end he knows me best and he was able to do something that he knew I would love. So we came back to New York after the engagement, and then you know, we decided to take a quick trip to the Hamptons to go see my friends, and in between that we did a photo shoot to do a wedding announcement, which I posted on Instagram in August.
I won't let you go. You pulled from me like Moses did the stone. Please, please, please let it last. A penny for your thoughts and a rose for your past. Every word that comes from you.
So I was engaged for roughly 1 month before I actually announced it on Instagram or social media, because his family is from France, I have family in Ghana, and then we have friends all over the world, and we wanted to have the moment to really celebrate it with them virtually through Zoom. So lots of Zoom calls, FaceTime, WhatsApp calls, to let them know the good news, because we didn't want them to find out about our engagement on social media. You know, it was just something that I didn't want to do. So yeah, I enjoyed being engaged and basking in that for a month. And then I was like, you know what, let me finally announce it, because we're going to start planning this wedding, which is going to be in France next year, around Labor Day weekend. It's been so amazing celebrating these milestones with you. So thank you for everyone that has wished me well, wished me and my fiance well, left me a message, sent me DMs, suggestions on wedding dresses, wedding attire, all that stuff, wedding venues. So thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And I think I'm going to start doing like Wedding Wednesdays so we can just talk all things wedding. But I'm not done there with all this good news and things. One of my favorite shoe designers, Tabitha Simmons, reached out to me on Instagram and she said, I want you to be in the issue of Vogue because I love your style, love everything you do, your messaging, everything. I love it. I want you to be in it. She also happens to be one of the fashion editors at Vogue. The Vogue, like the American Vogue, Anna Wintour's Vogue. So she asked me to be a part of it, and she explained the concept, which was how are creatives surviving during COVID, you know, to keep creating. But it was a jewelry story, an editorial. So she said, you're going to be dripping in jewels. We're going to give you all this jewelry, and it's going to be shot through Zoom. I'm like, wait, what? Zoom? So it's such a cool concept, and you know, it was such an experience. Vogue sent me clothes. I had to sign off on stuff, like sign off on things, send my passport for them to make sure that I'm not going to run away with multi-million-dollar jewelry. So on the day of my Vogue shoot, which was through Zoom, Dan Jackson was shooting me from London. So it was so interesting. Like, I did my own hair and makeup, but of course, you know, your girl knows how to do a good beat. So I wasn't worried there. Did my makeup, did my hair, and then we had 3 security officers in our apartment. Of course, all wear masks, practicing, you know, socially distanced protocols, but three big dudes showed up in my apartment to guard the Tiffany jewels, the Chopard jewels, and all the others that Vogue sent over. So we're in my apartment. I'm sitting in my closet office on Zoom, and we're just chatting. I'm chatting with Tabitha Simmons and Dan Jackson, as well as his assistant, and they're just shooting me through Zoom. So I had on this gorgeous necklace, and I'm just like doing the most, just posing, pose, 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 pose. You know, just like being extra. And then towards the end of the shoot, he asked me to show them some of my hats and my glasses. So I put on my green Jack Moose hat, and that made into it. So I was wearing this expensive $2.5 million necklace with $15 Amazon fashion sunglasses, which is just classic. So the entire thing came together. This is the issue of Vogue. Dun, 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 with Lizzo, the Lizzo on the cover. And your girl is in it. Right here. Bam! And look at who's spotted over there, my fiance. So, we were in Vogue magazine for this editorial. And it's so amazing that the hat photo is the one that they chose because it is so me. I'm the queen of hats and accessories and my sunglasses. So this is just amazing. And then who else is in this editorial? First of all, I got 2-page, a spread, which was, I opened the magazine, I was just like, ooh. It was just, I was floored, emotional, because for 13 years I've wanted to write for Vogue. And then when I realized it wasn't going to work out, I was like, I want to be in Vogue. So this is amazing, and it's such an accomplishment. So I'm in there with her. She is in it. We have Rachel Brosnahan, who is on Mrs. Maisel. She is the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. We also have, hold on, Nia DaCosta right here. Where is she? Yep, Nia DaCosta. We have her right there. I mean, these are like heavy hitters. And then, of course, from Game of Thrones, we have Maisie Williams right there. So this, like, for me to be in it with so many amazing, accomplished creatives was just the icing on the cake. So being able to be in Vogue magazine, the magazine I've wanted to be in since I started my blog, was just such an accomplishment, you know. And the one thing that I think so many people that are just discovering my content and my blog, they think I just started. So I got so many DMs. They're like, how did you get into Vogue? How did you get into Vogue? You're just getting such a glow up. No, this is 13 years of hard work. 13 years of grinding, standing in fashion shows, getting a standing seat in fashion shows, but I still wanted to cover them. It in the winter time, standing in the winter time in New York City with 10-degree weather shooting spring contact. So this is just it's evidence of, you know, the hard work that I put into my blog and my content and creating amazing content that you will love, that you love to consume and to cover and support. So thank you. I mean, seriously, Tabitha Simmons, Sergio Klotnoy, and Dan Jackson, thank you so much for capturing me and putting me in this. I bought so many of this issue because I have so many friends overseas that just wanted this issue so they can say, like, you know, the humble brag. So again, thank you so much for everybody that wished me well, shared this, cheered me on, shared it on Instagram stories, on Facebook, text. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But that is not all. So the day that this article came out, it's also on, so this article is on Vogue's website. I'm going to link it in the description for you. But the day that this came out, I was actually on my way to the airport. I am not in Brooklyn right now. I am actually in Fort Worth, Texas. Yeah, I moved to Fort Worth, Texas with my fiance because his job gave him an opportunity to do a 3-month project here. So we've been here since October, and we're going to be here all the way until the first week of January. So it's been an adventure so far. Some ups and downs because I don't have the comforts of home. But I'm making it work. So I have this fabulous closet right here, which I'll give you a tour of later. These are 2 garment racks that I got on Amazon during the Prime sale for $75, but they're still under $100 each. I put them together to just have some, you know, a cute little thing for my clothes and my accessories. So it's been fun. I think, you know, moving is very stressful, but especially moving during a pandemic is even more stressful. And it's a completely different world in Fort Worth, Dallas, Fort Worth. Yeah, it's been an experience, but I'm having a fun time exploring and also reconnecting with my friends that have moved from DC and New York to Texas. And they ran the gamut of living in Dallas, living in Austin, in Houston, and El Paso. So I'm excited to, you know, try to see them while I'm here. This concludes my apology tour. I hope you forgive me, and I hope you're gonna come back because I plan on doing once a week styling videos, but also, you know, do Wedding Wednesdays to update you on everything wedding related. So for all the brides out there, let me know, are you getting married? Are you engaged? How are you processing all of this stuff? Because it's been a little nuts for me planning a destination wedding during a pandemic. But you know what, fingers crossed, hopefully next year we're all able to break bread, see each other, and party. That's my plan. So I'm keeping hope alive by hopefully, you know, just keep it moving, keep it going, keep planning. And we actually found a venue. We found a venue, a videographer, and a few other things. So we put the plan in motion. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Questions I'll answer. Let me know how you are doing, how you're feeling during this pandemic. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for stopping by to take the time out to watch my video, and I really appreciate it. So thank you, and until next time, stay safe, have a great day, make sure you find the silver lining to smile and be nice to one another. So I'll see you next time. All right, bye.